here at JohnLewis doing a spot of last minute Christmas shopping, and I'm joined by Lizzie-Ostrom, aka Adept Toilette, fragrance expert and perfume columnist for The Pool, and she is going to take me shopping. Shall we? Hi Lizzie.
Hello Frankie.
Thank you for joining me in our festive fragrance grotto.
It's a pleasure.
So, I'm in a bit of a pickle.
Yes.
I'm in a Christmas pickle. Chutney.
Ooh.
I've got 6 very special girlfriends. Now I want to get them a perfume, but I don't really know where to start. I'm going to tell you about my 6 friends,
Okay.
and then you're going to prescribe me a perfume. Okay, so let's start with Marisa. She is very funny. She's quite rebellious. She's very principled.
Mm-hmm.
She's a real free spirit. What would you say would match with her?
Well, there is an ingredient or a note in fragrance at the moment that is quite fashionable and exciting, and that is ginger. It gives a lift to everything. So a new one that's just out is the Hermes Twilly.
That's so pretty.
It's very pretty. Hermes is obviously a very classic traditional house, but they've recently sort of had a bit of a revamp. So this is a much younger style of fragrance, and it's a tuberose perfume, so classic white floral, but because it's got this ginger running through it, it almost bolsters it and gives it this real energy. And it's named after the little scarves that Hermes make. So that is a Twilly there on the cap.
That is for Marisa. Okay, friend 2. I'm going to go for Charlie H. She's my grown-up friend.
Yeah.
She is the most sophisticated friend I have, and I am terrified of buying her a present because her taste is so impeccable. I worry I'm never going to get it right. It's not going to be chic enough.
If she loves luxe fabrics and has her cashmere and her silk next to her, I think you want to reflect that in the perfume.
Okay.
So these sort of ambery ingredients, patchouli, which is that sort of earthy, often quite minty note to give a bit of a base. The one I'm thinking here, the Prada,
Prada.
yes.
Lovely.
So this is La Femme new release because it's the Intense. This is ylang ylang and patchouli, and actually more tuberose, but very different to the Hermes.
That ticks the chic box.
It does.
Fantastic. Okay, that is for Charlie. Okay, so my next friend I want to buy for is Olivia. Lovely Livy. So Livy is my sunshine girl. I've known her since we were at school together, and she is like that positive force in your life. Mm-hmm. If you call her and you're feeling down and you need a pep talk, she just comes at you with all the optimism you could possibly wish for. So
I think it sounds like she needs something bright and clear and with a kind of translucency to it. So certainly not that thick, luscious, honeyed Prada, but something a little bit cleaner. So the fragrance I'm thinking is this one from Xenia. So this is a menswear brand, and so generally produces masculine fragrances, but this is a unisex scent. It's Florentine Iris, and as you can smell, it's got some really lovely clear woods in there.
That's beautiful.
The Iris is a very grown-up fragrance. It's not sort of warm and cuddly. It's slightly more aloof, but not in a princessy way. It's just a little bit more pared down, and I think this fragrance to me sounds like it's very practical, optimistic, and quite casual. It's very much t-shirt and jeans.
Perfect.
She'd like that.
My next friend is Sarah. So Sarah is my university friend, and she is very classic. She's a classy lady. My favourite memory of Sarah was when she was living in Florence, and I went for a weekend and we just had a fantastic bonanza of pasta and red wine, and it was just absolutely lovely. And she actually is fluent in Italian, which is something I'm incredibly jealous of.
Well, I have no Italian.
No?
But I can pronounce the next fragrance,
Fantastic.
the Bottega Veneta, which is Italian. If she's very classic, I would go for a classic style of fragrance that's been reinvented, and that style is the chypre. They typically smell quite mossy, and they often have in them bergamot, oak moss, a resin called labdanum, which is quite balsamic smelling, and more patchouli. And they were really popular in the 1940s and the 1970s, very grown up. And this fragrance reinvents the chic style by making it a little bit more leathery. So she could pull that off, very grown up and delicious. And this, I think, is the eau de velours, so velvet.
Now, my friend Ruth. Okay, Ruth, she deserves a big treat. Ruth is very glamorous. She is old Hollywood, romance and femininity, but she's also really strong. She's kind of got a core of steel.
There are some fragrances which are using ingredients or notes like cassis, blackcurrant or red currant recently, which are lovely because they've got that lovely berry scent. They can be quite green and crisp, but also romantic. And one of the fragrances that has that note is this from Tiffany & Co. It's really lovely and citrusy at the beginning. You've got the red currant in there, floral as well, and then lots of skin musks. So this is not a fragrance that's going to be bellowing out at people. It sits quite close to the skin, but it's one that you would want to lean in and smell.
Okay, so it's quite intimate.
It's very intimate, and it just settles down really beautifully. With the perfume, you've got that duck egg blue as well.
Okay, so my final friend I want to buy for is Charlie G, another Charlie. And I always say that Charlie's like my brain twin. We're basically the same person. We have two peas in a pod. So one of my favourite memories of Charlie was our last holiday, and we were on a roof terrace drinking cocktails, and she was sat next to a jasmine bush, which is her favourite flower. So I'm thinking maybe something with a bit of that in it might be nice.
And actually that's a really nice point in general. If you have been away with a friend somewhere particular, it's really nice to buy them a perfume which references that. So to say that when you give it to them, because it's almost sort of your special secret thing. So for Jasmine, a really beautiful fragrance is Gucci Bloom.
I actually wear this. It's so funny you picked this up because this is actually what I wear.
Well, there you are. I mean, you are clones. So Gucci has done some really gorgeous floral fragrances in the last couple of years. This is a jasmine perfume that I definitely think smells like exotic in the sultry heat sort of jasmine. It's not dainty or restrained, and I think it almost smells slightly coconutty.
It does. It has got that holiday vibe, hasn't it?
Yeah. When I spray this on, I also smell a bit of orange blossom, that tuberose again. There's clearly a tuberose moment happening this year. Just gorgeous white floral. Again, settles down really nicely. I mean, also, if you buy this for her, you can steal some.
And I do. I nick all of her stuff.
Which is ideal. So you're buying it for you, really, aren't you?
Lizzie, thank you so much. You
have
sorted me out. 6 fragrances for 6 lovely women.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Frankie.
Thanks.